Hey everyone, it's Stephanie here, and today I have a video to share that uses the new March Simon Says Stamp card kit called Rainbow of Color. This is a really fun kit with this great stamp set that features a rainbow, a crayon, all kinds of different sentiments, and different stamps that will let you create really fun, colorful cards. So for this card here, I'm going to be using the crayon as the main focus. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this on on Neenah cardstock with Memento ink, and just set that aside to fully dry. And then I'm going to work on the background piece that I'm going to be putting this crayon on. So I'm just using this Tim Holtz stencil called Splatters, and you don't need a stencil to do this. You can completely freehand it. It's just going to create an ink, like a splotch of ink. So you can just do this freehand and just dab ink color on there, or draw it with a pencil first and fill it in, however you want to do it. I just did it with the stencil because I happen to have it. So I'm just going ahead and kind of figuring out where I'm going to end up placing the crayon once I finish with the ink part. And now that I kind of have an idea of where I want stuff to be positioned, I just set the stencil directly on top, and I'm just holding it down there with my fingers. I'm not even bothering adhering it. And I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Green Apple ink and a little sponge dauber on my finger, and just going around and kind of twisting and turning as I apply the ink into the open areas that I want to end up showing up on the card. So I just picked the main ink splat and then just added a couple of the little dot areas on the outside to get a pattern that I liked for this card front. So now that I have it done, I just peeled it off, and you can see this great ink splotch there. And this is a really fun stencil because there's just so many different ways you can use it. So I just kind of dabbed in the center to fill in the ink, and now I'll set that piece aside and finish up with my crayon image. So I'm just using some Post-it masking tape to cover the inside pieces of the crayon so I don't get ink on them. And I'm just using the Island Blue ink from Simon Says Stamp and applying that quickly to the end and top part of the crayon, just because I want this to be a blue crayon, and this was just a really quick and easy way to add color to those pieces of the crayon. And then once I have the color on, I'll just go ahead and finish this off, which I'm just stamping a sentiment on the inside which says "You fill my day with," and I'm just going ahead and cutting that crayon out. I also added some gray coloring to the inside area of the crayon with a Copic marker. I just didn't get that on film there. So now that I have it cut out, I'll just do my normal tracing around the edges with a black marker. For this one, I'm just using a Memento marker since that's what I had already stamped the crayon in. And this just helps take away that white inside edging from when you cut the image out, and just makes the stamped image look complete. So now that I have that done, I'm ready to go ahead and figure out the rest of my sentiment. So I'm just kind of figuring out where I'm going to have the crayon sitting on the card. And now I'm going to go ahead and stamp the word color. And one of the great things about this stamp set is for some of us, like Canadians, who spell color with a U, you actually have both versions in the stamp set. So I love that we can use the spelling that we normally use here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the same Island Blue ink, because I want it to look like the crayon is actually writing the word. And I'm just going ahead and inking that up, and I just stamp that directly into the splat area. And now I just wanted to share quickly, I got some ink on the bottom of that card, so to cover it up, I just went ahead and added a couple more splats, and now you can barely even see that inked area. So just a fun, easy way to kind of cover up a little mistake that I made. And then now that I have that done, I just went ahead and added the crayon on top. I matted the colored piece onto a piece of black cardstock, and then fully matted it onto a piece of Desert Storm cardstock. So that completes the card for today. If you want to add, I just wanted to quickly add, if you wanted to add any extra spots to kind of fill up the white space, you can. I ended up adding a couple of sequins to the card just to add a little bit more detail. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.